a car and he's reversing out and he hits the car behind us.
You'll take care of la 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 la.
Hey, I'm wearing the old Saint Nick.
It's beginning to look a lot like Easter. Where we go.
Oh, holiday.
Feel really close. Oh, there we go. Is it too dark? What's up, YouTube? It's your girl Kiana Ebony and I'm back with another video. Woo! So today's video is kind of fun. Maybe funny. I mean, I can laugh about it now. I wasn't laughing in the moment. But today's video is so today is a story time video. And the story is my worst date ever. So this one might be, this is probably gonna be, oh, why my voice doing that? Ooh. So this is a story time video and it is my worst date ever. So this is probably going to be interesting for a lot of people because one, I don't talk about my dating life. I don't talk about the men that I'm dealing with. Like, only people that really know are my close friends. And half the time they don't know until it's over. I'm a very personal person when it comes to that type of thing. Like, it's just nobody's business. Y'all will know when we celebrate our 1-year anniversary. It's like, no. But no, seriously. I'm like that, but whatever. So, worst date ever. This was probably, I don't know, time is so confusing these days because COVID started, what, 2 years ago? So, over 2 years ago. Maybe like 4 years? Maybe like 4 years ago. Okay, so I wasn't living here. I was in my other house, whatever. So, this guy, I had met him at school at Howard. Freshman year, freshman week. Like, one of the first people I met in college. So cool. You know, we were cool through college, but not like best friends. It was like, see you on the yard, what's up, how you doing, whatever. But we never really lost touch, but we never really talked either. You know, with social media, you don't really lose touch with people, so it was kind of like that. So you know, we would talk on Instagram or Facebook here and there, support each other, cool. So I guess he was feeling me or whatever and asked me out. Now, if you know me, like really know me, I'm not a dater. Like, I've been in one relationship, and I put that in quotes because, oh Lord. But I'm just not a dater. I was never really a relationship type of girl. Like, I always was focused on something. Like, always was focused on my work, focused on dance, focused on my job, like my businesses, whatever the case may be. So I was never really a dater. I'm still not really a dater now. I always felt like, well, that's a story for another time, but I'm still not really a dater, but I'm open to dating now more than I was then. But something was like, just go, you know, whatever. It's not that big of a deal. So he asked me to go on a date, and he wanted it to be a surprise. Red flag, because Kiana doesn't like surprises, because Kiana's a Virgo and Kiana likes to be in control. So, but I'm like, okay, again, okay, cool, you got a date planned, cute. Then he wanted to pick me up. All these red flags before we even get on the date. But he wants to pick me up because he wants to do the whole thing. And the only reason I agreed to this is because we've known each other for a long time. So I kind of, there's a rapport, there's a little trust there. You know, it's also my city. Like, he came to pick me up and the date was in my city. So I know where I'm at. Like, I'm very particular about those things. So I'm like, at first I'm like, no, like, I'll take myself. I'm always the I'll take myself so that I can leave when I want to leave. Like, that's just how I am. As much as I hate driving, like, I would much rather take myself. But I was like, okay, I'll let him take me. All right, so date comes, the date day comes. I don't really remember much about it. I don't remember much about, like, the day leading up to the date. It wasn't anything special. So he comes and picks me up. He brings me flowers. He's dressed very nicely. I'm like, okay, I see you. That's cute. So we get in the car. I'm laughing because we didn't get far before it already went left. So we get in the car and he's reversing out and he hits the car behind us. Okay, Kiana, that was your cue to get out and go home. You was right there. Go home. Right across the street. Go home. So, but it was like a little love tap. It wasn't anything crazy. So he pulls off. Okay, so he's driving. We don't get very far. At the time I lived downtown Baltimore, like near the harbor. So he's like, I think the car that I hit is following us. Should I pull over? I said, sir, we're in Baltimore City. You not from around here. But let me let you know. If somebody following you, you don't want to keep going. Because it's going to get ugly. And I'm not trying to be part of that. So he pulls over. We're like, maybe like 2 blocks away. The woman gets out. I'm sitting in the car like, okay, go home. Get out and walk. You right around the corner. Go home. Another red flag, right? Just being young and dumb. So he gets out. He's talking to the lady. I guess they were her nephews or something. They were in the store that we were parked, or that he was parked in front of. So they come around the corner. I'm in the car like this. The date ain't even start yet. It ain't even start yet. So I don't know exactly how that went, but he gets back in the car and I'm like, what happened? Like, I'm glad y'all ain't fight, because was Kiana about to get out? No. Get out and keep walking. It's like, no. But I'm like, so what happened? So he tells them that he's nervous. He's on the first date and he's nervous. And so it goes from, you hit my car, to, oh, I understand. They're looking in the car. I'm like, that's what you told them? Oh, okay. So we on our way. So then, on the way, you know, regular conversation. I can have a conversation with anybody and it'll be fine. So, you know, we just talking, whatever. I'm like, I can't believe that happened. Blah, blah, blah. On the way to our destination, mind you, I still don't know where we're going. On our way, we pass a very, like, sentimental and emotional place for me. So I'm like, oh, like, you know, it's a trigger. So I was like, ooh, yikes, you know, but I kept it to myself. But noted in my head, I'm like, wow, is this another sign? I feel like, so I'm gonna tell you, we passed the place where my friend my friend Joey's accident was, and where he passed. And so for me, it was like triggering. Like, I hadn't been since the day after the accident. The day after the accident, I went to lay flowers and all of that. I hadn't been over there since then. So I'm like, Joey, you trying to talk to me? are you trying to send me a sign? Because I feel like he was. And I should have listened. I should have said, take me home. So we get to the place we're going. It's go-karting. Cute, but it's cold. I'm talking cold, y'all. And I don't like the cold. The number one reason I want to move from Baltimore is because I don't like to be cold. I hate the cold. So I'm like, it's outdoor. I didn't say that part. It's an outdoor go-karting place, right? So we go we go inside, and the people at the counter or whatever, they were about to pack up and close because they didn't think anybody was coming because it was so cold. Yeah. You would think, right? I'm just trying to be nice. I'm just like, yeah, it's cold. It is really cold. Like, hint, hint. Even when we were getting out the car, I'm like, oh my God, it's so cold. OMG, it's so cold. So he's like, you want to get 1 or 2 cars? You want to get 1 or 2 cars? And I'm like, 1, because I'm not taking my hands. My hands are in my pocket. I'm standing there like, 1, because I'm not taking my hands out of my pocket because it's cold once again. So he's like, okay, 1 car. And I think the options are like 5. No, it's like 10 and 20 rounds or something like that. So, of course, again, I'm like, get the lesser because it's cold. So he gets the 10 rounds. So we go outside, and the person that's manning the station, I can tell baby is upset. He wants to go home too because he's cold. He's like, I work at an outdoor venue. Nobody's coming. I'm going to get to go home early today. Yay. No, sorry, because this Negro wants to go go-karting in the cold. So we in the car. Haha, yay. Woo. Going around. When I say tears are running down my face and freezing, they're literally running down my face and freezing as they roll. Okay? Because it was that cold. I'm not having fun. I'm not having fun. I'm cold. I'm freezing. I tried, but I'm not having fun. So I was like, it's over. This is dead. We're not going to make it around here 10 times. You've got to pull this go-kart over. I'm getting out. Not sure what you're doing, but I'm getting out because it's cold. Do you see the icicles? So we stop before the 10 circles because, first of all, it's only us and it's 1 car. And it's cold, so you can't be like romantic and like, well, how was your day today? Like, we're just cruising down Sunset. No, we're in Antarctica. So, sorry, wasted your money, but we're not going to make it around 10 times. So, the guy is like, yeah, it is pretty cold out here. I was like, yeah, we not going to make it around 10 times. We going to get out now. Y'all can go home. So, then we leave, and he's like, is there somewhere you would like to eat? And knowing me, I love food, okay? I love food. So I have a lot of restaurants on my list. Oh, yeah, and they black owned, period. That's just how I am. So I'm like, well, you know, this place is closed, but then there's da-da-da-da-da. But, you know, it's whatever. Shouldn't have said that. We pull over to the next diner. It was like right up the street. This wasn't on my list, but okay. So we go in. Mind you, I didn't know what the occasion was. He just told me to dress nicely. So I'm cute. I think I have a heel on. He's dressed like we're going to prom. So when we first met in college, we went to a pajama party, and he had on a silk red tie. And I kept calling him his name with the silky red tie, like all through college. I think that's that's the tie he had on that night. Now that I'm thinking back to it, I probably recognized it then, but now that I'm thinking back to it, I think he had that tie on. And I guess that was supposed to be cute. But anyway, so he's dressed like we going to prom. And I'm cute, whatever. And we at this diner. We don't fit the atmosphere. And it's like the Cox. So it's real like we extra. So whatever. At this point, I'm really over it. We done had a hit and run. We was probably 3 seconds away from getting shot. You done took me go-karting in the cold. Honestly, I want to go home. So I got my little, you know, meal. This Negro ordered one of everything. I was like, you can't be that hungry. So then we having conversation, and even the conversation to me is red flags because he's telling me about like past relationships, and what it sound like is, sir, you are a red flag. Like, run, Kiana, run. You don't want to be a part of this. But, you know, of course he gonna play it down like, oh, the girl crazy. No, sir, you're crazy. Oh, and that girl crazy. No, sir, you're crazy. They're not all crazy. You must be crazy. Nevertheless, so I'm done my food. He still has 20 more meals. So I'm like, you must have really been hungry tonight. Now here come our server. This older white lady. She's like, you all look so magnificent. You guys look so cute. What's the occasion? Da 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 da. So of course he has to tell her. It's our first date. You should have said it and last. It's our first date. Da 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 da. And she's like, your first date? Oh my goodness, I thought you all were married. Now she hyping this dude up. I swear he paid her. He had to pay her. I thought you all were married. You guys look so good together. Oh, I'm sure this won't be the last. Ha da da da. And I'm like, But she kept saying it all night. Come take the drink orders. Wow, you all look like a married couple. Appetizers, wow, I just can't believe this is your first date. She calls other servers over. How long do you think they've been together? And I know myself because I'm not always real good at hiding my facial expression. But I know I was just sitting there like, how long do you think they've been together? And the girl she called over was a younger girl, and she's like, I don't know, like a few years. It's their first date. Ah! Girl, please let it go. So, whatever, that was that. We finally leave. He takes me home, because again, I let him drive. And he comes to the door, like, thank you, good night. You thought he was coming inside? First of all, because that is my someone I was supposed to say because that is my friend, but ooh, because he was someone that I've known on a normal, you can come in, my roommate home, like we drink, watch whatever, you know, chill. But I didn't want to spend another minute with you, and I didn't want you to think you was about to get some, because that wasn't about to happen. I didn't want you to think this was about to be like the prelude to the next thing. No, good night, thank you. I had an interesting night. You get home safe and let me know when you get back to DC. Yeah? Yeah. But y'all, that's not even the end. So that's the end of the date from hell. But the sequel made it even worse. So he invites me out on another date. Now he want to go to Sky Zone. Like, these are cute. But they're also like the dates that I teach middle school. And these are the type dates they go on. Like, not to say that we couldn't, but like, I don't know, be more creative. Come up with something more creative. And then once we get to know each other, you don't know if I want to go go-karting or jumping on trampolines. Like, you just don't know. But nevertheless, I told him, you know, I appreciated his offer to take me out again, but I just wanted to keep our friendship. I don't really want to blur those lines or take it any further. Child, you would have thought I told that man. I don't even know what you would have thought. But the way he blew up, this is why y'all women, da 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 da, the good guy never wins, the la di da di da. Just because you say you're the good guy doesn't make you the good guy. That's number one. And I just was like, the way you respond to something like that says a lot about your character. So I felt like I was very respectful. I told you, thank you for the offer. However, I am not interested in taking this any further. That's it. Done. That's where it ends. Cool. I understand. At least I said we could still be friends. Because a real, like me, I'd be like, dead, done. I don't, next. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not pressed for no friend. So then it was, good guys always get the short end of the sticks. This is why women be single. Then it was, well, can you explain to me why? Can I call you so we can talk about it? Can we talk things through? Sir, this is not a breakup. We simply went on one date, and I don't want any more. What is there to explain? What is there to talk about? What is there to communicate? I said all that needed to be said, and you acting like a little beep is making me not even want to be your friend. And I told him that, like, what do you mean? Talk about it. There's nothing to talk about. I literally told you everything. You making this seem like a breakup, and it's not. We don't go together. Like, what? So I was really turned off after that. So then I went out with a homegirl. This was like months later. Because it was a lot of back and forth. So I blocked him. Like, I blocked him on everything. Like, I'm not interested in being your friend. You're weird. And at this point, like, it's scary. Like, I told my homeboys across the street, because I lived across the street from a tattoo shop and barber shop. And those were like my brothers. Like, that's family. So I told them, the way he was texting me, it was real weird. So I told them, I'm like, listen, if I call you randomly and I'm like, this Negro, you already know what's up. Because they don't play about me. So I was like, I don't know, I'm not really feeling safe. And then like a year or two later, I heard some other stuff about him with some other women. And I was like, yo, I be knowing. So thank God I paid attention to those red flags since I ignored the ones in the beginning. But anyway, so I went out to dinner with one of our mutual friends, and she tells me, so at the time I didn't think that maybe what she was telling me happened before the date. I just was like, what? So she tells me that this guy tells her to like put him D with me. And I was like, he said what? And she was like, yeah. And I was like, no, there's no way. And she was like, no, for real. And I was like, well, let me tell you what happened, because we already did that. And so I tell her about the whole date, da-da-da-da. And so it's me, him, her, and another guy that's a mutual friend. And so I guess she, you know, talking to her friend, told him, like, they already been out, da-da-da-da. This Negro comes back to me like, I don't understand why you throwing dirt on my name. Don't keep my name out your mouth. Don't talk about me. Sir, relax. First of all, your name's hardly in my mouth. Hardly in my thoughts. Okay, let's be clear. Don't do that. Because you're doing a lot for a little bit. A lot for a little bit. So I just was like, listen. No one's thinking about you. You came up, the conversation pursued, and that's it. No one's thinking about you. You're not in my mind. You're not in my mind. So, you know, I was so over it. And I was just like, the date was so bad, and the aftermath was even worse. Like, leave me alone. So, already being somebody who's not much of a dater, who doesn't really, like, like now it's way different than then, but like that just wasn't my thing. Like I was just trying something. Why not? I think I was recently out of like a situationship or whatever, or like talking stage, failed talking stage, you know how that goes. But so I was like, okay, give this guy a try. After that, I was like, y'all can go. Like, I'm not interested. Like I've been doing, I'm gonna stay focused on my work, and I'm not worried about y'all. When my husband comes, he's gonna come correct, because he's coming soon. Lord, thank you, amen. You know, when he comes, he's gonna come, and he's gonna come correct, and I'm not gonna have to worry about none of this nonsense and this whack stuff, whatever. But that is my story time, and that was my worst date ever. Hopefully I don't have any more worst date stories. Hopefully from here on out, anything I tell y'all about a man or a date is my man, okay? That's my man, that's my husband, that's a ring on the finger, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully that's what it's giving from now on, because sis is tired, exhausted. So yeah, so with that being said, I am single, yeah, and ready to mingle. Let me put my stats up. No, seriously, I am single, for those people who are wondering. Hey, come correct. Come correct. That's all you gotta do, is come correct, and you know, you might get a chance with the fantastic and fabulous Kiana Evanet. Otherwise, leave her alone. Yeah. Well, that's all. That was my story time and then some, and my little plug, my Christian Mingles plug. You know, you can follow me on there too. It's like, I don't actually have Christian Mingles, but I probably should get it. So yeah, that's it. I hope you all enjoyed this story time. If I have any more stories that come to mind, I'll do, if you all enjoy this, I'll do another story time, because I don't be telling people a lot of stuff. I don't talk about a lot of stuff, so it's fun to like talk to myself and also talk to anybody else who watches this without actually talking to you, okay? But that's it. So I will catch all you on the rebound. Peace.